M.V.K. here, back again. How's everybody doing out there? Hope everybody's well. It is a very nice and warm day here in NY, New York. Yeah, now you can really feel like, yeah, summer's here, or spring, or whatever. I'm here because I'm here to do my part in the Collabro theme Q&A that me and Multi have put together. The deal is we choose two topic characters. One of us will do the antagonist, and the other will do the protagonist. So this month we're doing the turtles. I chose the turtles. He wanted to do the Foot. His Foot Clan Q&A is up. Go check it out. I do recommend it. It was fun. So a majority of you guys put your questions. And I'm looking forward to doing this. We got a good amount. I'm just want to make sure. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 questions. As you guys know, I offer 4 questions for everybody. So there's about like 24 questions pretty much here. So let's get to it. And everything is involving with the turtles. So let me make sure I got everybody's question right. Let me see. Okay, yeah, we're good. Okay, so we're starting off with, I'm going from the ones that were the first to the most recent. So here we go. We have Adam Strange verse. Yeah, Adam, you know I'm gonna always kind of rib on your name. I like the name, but I'm always gonna rib on it. Your first question is, what TMNT crossover are you looking forward to read? Well, I am looking forward to reading Turtles Power Rangers 3. I haven't read it yet. I'm looking forward to the Godzilla, Turtles and Godzilla. That's probably the one I know the trade comes out, I think, in September. And as you guys know, I don't buy a lot of books now in single issues. I wait till they come out on trade. But so yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Indeed, very much. I think there's a few more crossovers coming out, but yeah, that's definitely the big one, the Turtles and Godzilla. Because I saw a little preview of it, and it seemed like Hamato Yoshi and Oroku Saki met Godzilla sometime in their life before, so I was like, okay, this seems interesting. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Your next question is, thoughts on Jason Aaron's short run on Turtles? Yeah, I was a little shocked that it was so short. I wonder if that's what he planned, what Mr. Aaron planned. I thought it was going to be longer. I did not think his run was going to be that short. Like, I think it was like 10 issues, and then it passed on to Gene Yang, and that's fine. But I was shocked that they did that. Like, he only did like a few issues. But from what I read of it, I liked it. I thought it was interesting. Like, the Turtles had a falling out, and then they had to come back together, and then we kind of see that the city of New York is with them, but then against them. It was very interesting. I thought it was cool. If you never read it, then that's why I don't want to spoil it for anybody. But I was shocked. I was a little, but overall, I thought it was okay. I like Jason Aaron is a favorite of mine, so I will read anything that man pens down. Do you think Marvel's The Gorgon would be a great TMNT villain? The Gorgon? The Gorgon? Whoa, hell yeah. That'd be scary though. He is I am shocked, and I'm wondering if Marvel will bring him into the MCU. The Gorgon is scary. He is a scary mutant, and he doesn't even use his mutant powers as much, because he can basically turn people into stone. That's why he's called the Gorgon. But just his swordsmanship skill is like beyond godlike. The things if you don't buy what I'm talking about with the Gorgon, go read Enemy of the State, the Wolverine story, what he did to Wolverine, and I was like, whoa, he killed a god, a half god. He's done some serious damage. Like, you're like, but he's not even like immortal. But the dude like fought a prime Wolverine and a pissed off Elektra at once and was handling them both. Like, Gorgon is scary. So I could have, if he was a turtle villain, they're coming back with either cuts and bruises, or even some limbs being cut off. Like, yeah, that's scary. That's scary, Adam. That's scary. That is legit scary. Ooh, whew. Yeah. Your fourth question. Would you like to see a TMNT game that isn't a beat 'em up? Yeah, I would love a kind of a game similar to like maybe God of War, or kind of like Resident Evil, like that kind of that over the shoulder look or something. Like, yeah, I would love don't get me wrong, I love a good beat 'em up game. I love beat 'em ups, but yeah, most of the Turtles video games are beat 'em up games. So, but I would love that. That'd be cool. I would love that. But thank you, Adam, for the questions. Moving on to Christian Barnes, who asks one question. Only one question. Why do you think the original Turtles movie from the 90s still resonates so well with fans to this day? Because it is the perfect balance between the original Mirage comics and the original 80s cartoon. It is the perfect blend. Everything about it just screams perfect. And whenever I see first time reactors on YouTube watching it, they are never really laughing at the guys in suits. They're like, wow, this storytelling is really good. And that's exactly what I want to hear. I love hearing that. I said it before. Give me guys in suits any fucking day over giant size mini Hulks that we've gotten in the other live. I can't watch those. I cannot watch those movies. I cannot. I can't. I don't want my Turtles being mini Hulks where they're huge compared to, no, I can't. I can't with that. So thank you, Christian, for that question. Moving on to Phoenix Davison. I saw your questions, Phoenix, on Multi's vid. Those were good. Those were really good questions. I like those. Those were fun. But your question is, if pizza wasn't their favorite food, what other food do you think the Turtles would love? Speaking as a New Yorker yourself. Yeah, that's a good question. Okay, okay, let's say pizza wasn't their choice. And let's be real, we New Yorkers love our pizza. We do. Probably pastrami sandwich or something, like, or hoagies, or chopped cheese or something like that. Something like, I can't see them just eating bagels all the day, because then they'd be fat turtles, you know, or bagels and lox, and, you know, or cheesecake or stuff like that. So yeah, most likely, like maybe pastrami on, you know, pastrami sandwiches, or chopped cheese or something like that. Even though turtles are not meat eaters, well, yeah, they can be meat. Let me rephrase that. But yeah, I think something like that. Number 2. If Master Splinter wasn't a rat, what other animal do you think he could have been? If Master Splinter wasn't a rat, well, you got to also look at the fact that if you want to take it from the standpoint of New York, there is a huge rat population in the city. We're just talking about city-wise. And those sewer rats get very big. I've seen them when I'm in the subway tunnels, and I've seen them just walk across the platform. They look like mini cats from a distance. You're like, is that a cat? No, that's a rat. Like, maybe a rat, maybe a cat. I could probably see him be a cat, you know, because I'm looking at it from the point of view of stealth wise, and cats are very stealthy and calm. So yeah, I could see that. If not New York, what other city would you base the turtles in? Ooh, another good question. I'm a little biased with this. Look, I'll be real. As a New Yorker, I'm gonna be biased, but New York is the perfect location for the turtles. I'm sorry, but yes. And then you got to also take in the factor that they're reptiles. So, and it's funny because they're reptiles and turtles are cold-blooded. Correct me on that. So it's really funny that they are in a very moderate state that goes through 4 seasons. See, New York goes through 4 seasons. They don't stay in one season. But I wouldn't mind if the turtles were maybe based in Chicago. That would be sick. In a sense, because then they got to deal with them real Chicago winters, but they're in the sewer, so in the sewer would be so warm down there. So maybe Florida, because the system, down there. Maybe Cali, maybe LA, but those are definitely, and maybe I would maybe say Seattle, maybe. Any city that's surrounded or near water, I'll be cool with. But it's New York, baby. I'm biased. New York is the perfect place. The next question, Phoenix, is how would you feel if they did another animated movie set in the original 90s movie? Oh, you mean like the 2007 animated movie? I love that movie. I love the 2007 movie. I thought it was fun. It was great. It was a little creative. There were a lot of people that got their wish and wanted to see a fight between Raph and Leo. Even though I feel Leo was holding back, I'm gonna stand on that. That's not a debate to me. I think personally, I would love to see it. And even like I said, I thought Sarah Michelle Gellar as voicing April was great. I even loved Chris Evans voicing Casey Jones. So I mean, yeah. I would love to see another one based in that time. And shouts out to the great Mako. Rest in peace, sir. I thought he was a good Master Splinter. Next up, the question is from Eliza Hughes. She asks, if you could come up with a new crossover idea for the Turtles, what would it be? I like Turtles versus Predator. Ooh. I'll give you one. I'm gonna leave out Marvel or DC. How about that? We'll leave that out. And I'll go. There was a Turtles. Sorry about that. Okay, let's try that again. Eliza, you asked again a crossover. Like I said before, I'm gonna leave out, guys. If you're probably watching the edited version. I edited out a couple of minutes because someone hit one of my neighbor's car and it was bleeping and you could hear it, and so I edited. So a crossover that I would love to see with the Turtles. You said Predator. Okay, that would be cool. For me, I said I'm leaving out Marvel, DC. One would definitely be the Gargoyles. I would love to see the Turtles and the Gargoyles crossover. Another, Turtles and Judge Dredd would be interesting. Like maybe the Turtles go to the Judge Dredd's universe or timeline. That'd be interesting. Turtles. I mean, they did a Turtles and Savage Dragon when the Turtles were under Image Comics for a short while. They were under Image for a while. Turtles and Witchblade or Turtles and Spawn. There you go. How about that? Next up, we got Multi. Multi got 3 questions from me, and he asks me, "What if Iroh from Avatar trained the turtles?" Ooh. Iroh was basically Splinter. He was basically Splinter of the Avatar universe. Iroh was a good man, and he loved his nephew. And I that's probably the one thing I love about him more than anything is like he loved his nephew more than Zuko's own father, the Fire Lord Ozai. He kind of cared less. So yeah, that would be great. That'd be cool. I could see them really kind of melding well with like Leonardo for example, but just getting all of them on the same footing. Like if you thought the Turtles teamwork was great now, Iroh would have them like this. They would be like on point with each other. Favorite Turtle ally. That isn't April or Casey. That isn't April or Casey. Jenica. Well, I guess you could say that. Jenica. I'll say Jenica. Indeed. Your next question: what weapons could you see each turtle having that isn't their traditional weapons? I get this question a lot. I love asking this question to fellow turtle fans too. Like, okay, what could I see Leo using instead of the katanas? The thing is, ninja don't really use two katanas, and usually their sword is more. It's not really a katana. It's more like a straight sword. For me, I would definitely see Leo using maybe a halberd. I could probably see that. Donnie, being that he has a simple bow staff, and that's a good weapon because a bow staff, you got the distance you need. You got the reach, which is distance. But the only problem is the weakness is if you thrust and that person just slightly moves out the way, gets around you're fucked. You're fucked. So basically, you better make sure when you thrust, you hit, you connect. But if anything with Donnie, I'm gonna go maybe similar to Nightwing, Euthra sticks or so. I'll still keep him with sticks or Tomfas or so. Raphael, pardon me saying a battle axe, something like a bludgeoning weapon. He definitely used something with a bludgeoning, like something that would just like a mace or something, just hits you down. And Mikey definitely kunai with chains. I gotta go kunai. Like he had a kunai with chains instead of the nunchucks. That's what he started out with. So, so thank you. Thank you, Multi, for those questions. Next up, Blue Guardian asks, his first question is, have you ever heard the theory of why Master Splinter trained the turtles with their specific weapons? I've heard this on a podcast, which is actually really cool. It's kind of interesting. So the theory is the reason why they had the weapons, they each have the weapons they have, is it kind of bases a lot into why the turtles are the way they are now. Leonardo, the leader, he's so dedicated and, so he has katanas, swords that are dangerous if you don't use them right. You can, so that's why Leo's so precise and precision with his katanas. Raphael was given size, which are not, and Raph is like the hothead. He's the one that's eager to attack, hit first, as it always said in the 2000, count on Raphael to throw the first punch. Yeah, kind of is true. Like he's that. So what did he get? He got size, which are defensive weapons, or even in modern and old times, they were farming tools. Most of the weapons that you see, Japanese weapons or so, they were farming tools at one point, and size were that. But size are defensive weapons. The edge is not pointy, like you could stab people. Yeah, we see that there are characters that have like the pointy sides, like Melina and from Mortal Kombat, Kitana from not Kitana, Elektra from Marvel. Their sides are pointed so they can stab and things. But the regular sai is a defensive weapon. It was meant to catch and catch the sword, and if need be, can break them. And so he had to use his size in a way that would kind of meld his release his calm, like almost like calm down, Raph, not the other way. So yeah, I mean, but there are times we see like Raph's size. They've changed Raph's size a lot. There's sometimes they make him sharp, and sometimes they don't. But at the end of the day, yes, they were supposed to be helping, you know. And then with he's always a thinker. He's more of a thinker. He's the brains. And for him, a common bow staff worked well for his brains. Like, what did I say about a bow staff? It's common. It's a common weapon. But it has reach. It has distance. It is kind of versatile when you need to use it. You know, if you can spin it, boom, you know, get around, trip, clip, stab, jab, back and forth. It has its weaknesses too, but it is so versatile, and that's for Donnie. And Mikey being kind of like they kind of use it. I hate that they use it this way, but the theory is like, because Mikey is kind of like always in his head and always in a different, he's not focused enough, but that's not true. But so here he is, he has nunchucks. And what's the problem with nunchucks? If you don't know how to use them right, what's going to happen? Bink, they're going to sting you. You crack your face. So you trying to be tricky with them. Pop, you can hit yourself in the face. So yeah, that theory, I've heard that theory on a podcast. It's a cool theory though. I like it. Your next question is, would you like to see other mutant characters get the live action treatment? For example, Old Hub. I would love to see Old Hub. Old Hub would be interesting. The cat from the original IDW series. Yeah, I would love to see that. Old Hub. That'd be cool. I like that. So thank you, Guardian, for those questions. Next up, Quentin Blake asks, what are the Green Lantern characters will be good friends? You mean what Green Lantern characters would be good friends with the Turtles? All the humans, I think, would be good friends with them, but I can see Jessica being really good friends with Mikey. I think Mikey would really be able to help her get out of her anxiety, help her with her anxiety. I think that would Raph and John would probably hit it off like really well. And I can see Kyle and Leo, or Kyle and Donnie. They work. Do you want an open world TMNT game? I just talked about this. Yeah, that would be great. That's why I tell you guys, like, make sure you read other people's questions. You're not asking the same questions. You still seem to be forgetting that. How will the Turtles versus Kraven work? Well, he would try to pick them off one at a time, but then he would probably fall to the fact when they come together, or if Splinter gets involved. There you go. Because Kraven is great, but his ego is his greatest weakness. I think Peter always beats him. His ego. No, I love Kraven is my favorite Spider-Man bullet, but his fucking ego is the worst. 4. Ghoul School girls from Scooby-Doo. What would the Ghoul School think of the Turtles? I think they would find the girls from the Academy and Ghoul School. I think they would find the Turtles fine. Yeah, I think they would. That'd be cool. That'd be a fun crossover too, as well. Tim Dragon asks me, first question, what about a TMNT Mortal Kombat crossover? I'm 50-50 on it, because I didn't really care for the Turtles Street Fighter crossover. I think it was the Turtles Street Fighter crossover. I felt was a little let down. I was let down by that. if not turtles, here we go again. Okay, if not turtles, what other animals could you see the turtles as? Some animal that has great stealth. So I'm gonna go with a cat. There aren't. I can't see them as raccoons, even though there are raccoons in New York City. But Teenage Mutant raccoons. But Teenage Mutant cats I can see. Yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja cats. Yeah, they would be damn stealthy. Could you imagine them being like cats with their stealth, their agility, their speed? Like, not only would they have the advantage, not only would they have the skills with the weapons they have, but then let's say they lose them. What's next? Shink. We got these. Let's go. Yeah, think about it. So turtles. So yes, cats. Number 3. What would Lois Lane think of April O'Neil's skills as a reporter? I think Lois would you're pretty good for, especially April being more of a, if you want to take it from she's more of an investigative reporter. So yeah, I think Lois would give her a passing grade. She'd be like, well, you're no me. Lois is gonna put herself over. Lois got an ego too, people. Don't get it twisted. But yeah, she'd be like, you're no me, but yeah, you're good. I'm fine with that. So yeah. Next up, the sun that burns. No, I'm just messing with you. Your next question, your fourth question. What Mortal Kombat characters would be the greatest ally to the Turtles? Ooh. What Mortal Kombat character would be the greatest? Kenshi. I'm going Kenshi. I love Kenshi, the blind swordsman, but yeah, Kenshi would definitely be, to me, the greatest ally. I'm not saying that the Shiryu or the Lin Kuei, especially now, wouldn't be, the Lin Kuei of old, not compared to the new universe. I think they would be, but Kenshi would be great. So thank you for those questions, Tim. We move on to the Yin and Yang Lad. Still want a Last Ronin movie? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Screw Paramount for thinking that we gotta go right back to a fun, basically a turtle movie that is more kid friendly. No, you don't. We've been there, done that. And I think that's the problem sometimes, I think, with Paramount and Nickelodeon in general, is they think that the Turtles are child-based characters. They're not. They were not a joke. They were not kid-friendly. When they first came out from Mirage, they were killing people. Go back and read that first fight with Shredder. They fucking threw this guy off a roof, stabbed him to death, and threw him off, kicked his ass off a roof. They were a good blend. Basically, it's kind of like they were like the Punisher, in a sense. And then, of course, when they adapted them to cartoons in '87, yeah, they wanted these characters to be more universally praised by kids and all ages. But we've done that, and the thing about it, if I'm not mistaken, they were scared for the first movie, and look how that first fucking movie turned out. That first movie did bank for them. So it's stupid. It's funny how they seem to forget the foundation of the movies. How that first, you go back and watch that first movie compared to the second movie, it's like a complete difference. They in the Secret of the Ooze, they act more like their '87 cartoon counterpart than their '84 Mirage comic counterpart, and that sucks. I hate that. I was like, they go back and watch that movie. They barely use their weapons because there was so much red tape now on them. It was ridiculous, and I don't necessarily hate the Secret of Ooze, but it's just like it became more too friendly. I didn't like that. Indeed. Your next question is, what would Raphael think of Elektra? Oh, Raph would be in fucking love. He would be in love. I know Raph has a no. Raph doesn't have a thing for Omniplex. He has a thing for Ninjara. If I remember, Ninjara was the fox girl. He had a thing for her, but and then in the later cartoons, Mona Lisa, you know, Robert, you know, but yeah, he would be, I can see it now, like, so Matt, Elektra, she seen anybody? You know, I was married, technically still married to her, right? But you don't mess with her like that, do you? We're still married. Come on, dude. Like, she's my type. You know, I know you like the bad girls, Matt, but think you can put in a good word for her, for me? Again, we're still married. Damn it! You know, like, I can see stuff like that. Yeah. I'll fight you for her. You'll lose. That's basically, that's the conversation Matt and Daredevil and Raphael would have. But yeah, he would be in love with Elektra. Oh my God, he would be. Yeah. The next question is, where is that? How would you like to see a what if story where the turtles were raised by Shredder joining the Foot Clan? That would be, I don't know how much I would like that, like seeing the turtles being raised by Shredder. And so yeah, that's kind of okay. Number 4. Do you still want that X-Men Turtles crossover? Hell yeah. There are 3 Marvel properties I want to see the Turtles crossover with. Spider-Man, Daredevil, X-Men. Those are my top 3. So yes, indeed. And you actually got a 5th question. And because there's only one other person I'm going to answer. I'm going to answer this 5th question just because I'm in a good mood, okay? So your 5th question is, what did you think of seeing the original Turtles in the Turtles Forever animated film? I love that. I love that we got to see the original badass Turtles. I love that. That was funny as hell. You know, just hearing them talking like, I jumped down and I slashed him, and you got Donnie. Is he insane? Like, why are they talking to themselves? Like, or like, so you guys are supposed to be us, posers. Like, what's with the yellow? What's with the multicolored bands and then it was funny. And then 2003 Raph comes up and picks up one of 87 Turtles and like, yeah, and look at these. Look at the logo, the lettering on there. It was the funniest thing. I'm like, but that was funny. I enjoyed that very much. I thought it was great. They're the Prime Turtles. So yeah, I love that. That was smart that they did that. When they revealed that when they said we got to go to the prime source of our existence, I easily thought they're gonna do 84 Turtles, and I was right. And I was like, when I saw the world black and white, I'm like, yeah! I was like, yeah, they did it. So yeah, it was fun. So yes, thank you, Yin and Yang lad. I appreciate. I'm in a good mood, so I'm like, I'll give you the 5th question. You were only supposed to give me 4, but I'll do the 5th because I actually wanted to answer that question. All right. And last but not least, we come to Lorenzo Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. Yo, you know, Lorenzo, you know I'm gonna mess with your name, brother. You know that too. If you don't know where that comes from, I'll smack you if you don't know where that comes from. Y'all better know. Shoot. Don't let Hurricane come out. Come on now. See? What if Splinter trained Casey Jones? That would be fun. Like Splinter really took Casey under his belt and was like, okay, you know, Splinter saying your street style, your street fighting style and all that is great, but there's gonna come a time when you're gonna face an opponent that is above what you are. Let me help you with that. And train Casey. I think he would have a tough time with Casey because Casey's not the most impatient guy, but I think he could do wonders for Casey. Next up, are you tired of the whole debate of April O'Neil being biracial? I wouldn't say I'm tired of it. There is some merit to it, because Kevin Eastman, and he has gone on record to say this, he modeled April originally after his then girlfriend, April Fisher. He named April after his girlfriend at the time, April Fisher. Her name was April Fisher, who was biracial. She was of mixed race. She was black and Puerto Rican. So that's why when you see that original picture of April, she looks like she's multiracial. She got the jerry curls and everything. I don't mind that until later on we start now. In some cases, the typical, thanks to Peter Laird, it becomes more of the standard precursor of look for April is the redhead white girl. Again, you could be redhead and still be black or mixed. I have a few friends and I have a coworker who has red hair like Irish red hair, someone who has Celtic blood in them, which she is. She's half Irish, and she's white, and she's Irish and she's black, and she's got a tan, little lighter. She's a little lighter than me, but you can tell she's mixed, and she's got red hair. And I'm like, and I always tell her, I'm like, and I say Tammy, like your complexion, it works for you. And she's like, oh, thanks. My husband says that too, and she throws that husband in my face all the time, she thinks I'm hitting on her, which kind of am sometimes, but you know, and because I always call her April. I'm saying you kind of remind me of April O'Neil, and she's like, really? I'm like, yeah, you know, you're biracial. It's like the actress who is from who was in Falcon Winter Soldier. I'm forgetting her name right now. She's biracial. Look at her. Red hair, she's half white and half black, and you like, I think her father's Jamaican or so, or African, but still, look at, there you go. So I don't get tired of the debate. I don't mind that April is made black or something in series. I'm like, get over it. Fuck y'all. Like, any fans that, you know, oh, they're going woke. It's like, learn the fucking history of these characters before you start jumping on the character because of, oh, the precursor is this character has always been this color. That's why it's always important to listen to the creators. Like, listen, they do interviews and they talk about this stuff. Kevin Eastman has brought this up multiple times and said he does not mind it when they do this stuff. So I don't mind. If anything, to me, April O'Neil is biracial. She just looks more white. That's how I'm looked at it. Number 3. Would you love to meet the Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird? Yeah, I would love to. I would love to meet them. I have been blessed in my life to have met a lot of comic creators and comic writers and artists over the years. Ever since I've started my journey into really going deep in comic conventions, I would love to meet them. I don't know. I don't know what conventions they go to a lot, but I would love to meet them. I would. And your last question. your last question, and we're going to end it with this, guys. The last question is, as a fellow New Yorker, yes, Lorenzo, yes, you're from Queens. You're from Queens. Lorenzo, are you glad the Turtles are based in New York and not another city? What do you think? Yes. I said it before in another question. Yes, I am. I'm being a little biased here, but yes, I am glad they are based in New York and not another city, another big metropolitan city or so. It just feels natural to them being in the subway system of in the sewers of New York City, because again, and this is my nerd of just the New York subway system, there are over hundreds and thousands of subway tunnels in New York, on that island, that are not used anymore or have been abandoned. Dozens of them, like, and it would be easy for them to be hiding out there where no one can find them, because and there, even officials don't even remember sometimes where these tunnels or where these once systems reign. So like when you saw in the Turtles Secret of the Ooze movie, where they found their new lair, that was kind of legit. Like, I can say, yeah, we probably, that's true. They probably would have found something like that. Yes. So yeah, I do. I do. Well, guys, that is it. I want to thank all of you for asking me some questions. I was feeling generous, so I answered the 5th question for the Yin and Yang lad. Thank you again, guys. I appreciate it. I love the Turtles. I've been a Turtles fan since I was a little boy, and I'm always going to be a Turtles fan. I've seen them come and to the high they are now. I mean, after 40 plus years, these characters have been around. I'm glad to see they still are popular. They still get their spotlight. People want to write them, you name it, and they still want to make films about them. The only problem I have in terms of films, they still want to keep it kid friendly. You could do that, but you need to realize that a lot of the Turtles fan base come from people like me in the age bracket of my generation. And we want to see the Last Ronin done properly on live action. I don't give a damn if you need to kickstart the thing. If they came out, if I saw a Kickstarter to get a Last Ronin film be publicly funded, man, I'm all on that, for just like that. But at the end of the day, I'm a Turtles fan for life, always will be. I'm surprised nobody asked me who's my favorite turtle, so I'm gonna just say it right now. Mikey is always my favorite, the heart and soul of the Turtles. Don't let anybody tell you any differently that he's not, because it's been proven that he is. And because he also has probably my favorite weapons, which I have learned I know how to use, not as well as him, but I do. Nunchucks. But yes, Mikey is my man. I have my favorites, but Mikey ranks #1 for me. But other than that, guys, you guys take care. I will see you guys next time. This is M.V.K. saying peace, one love, stay tuned. I'll catch you guys down the road as always. Deuces.